Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Very quickly, your starting lineup in Water Swift Restricted. Austin Gibson and George Howes on row 1. Austin Newstead and Ronnie Carter, row 2. Harry Williams and Christian Colby, row 3. Mason Brooks and Colby Patterson, row 4. Joshua Cooks and Charlie Clough, row 5. Oliver Warner and Henry Clark, row 6. Mateo Garcia and Daniel Ferguson on row 7. Alfie Davidson and John T. Restrick on row number 8. Here we go. This is going to be 15 minutes plus 1 lap. John Ratcliffe, the rain has returned. Half of Mexico is watching. And we head down into the final corner. Are we going to get a start this time of asking? Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. We're off and racing then. And look at the conditions. It keeps toying with us, doesn't it? The weather. It starts, stops, starts, stops. Well, it's back again here for the Water Swift Restricted. And look at that. The front 4 already starting to pull away. I thought the 77 might try around the outside there. Could he switch back to the inside and in spoon? No. Stays back, does George House. He's lost a couple of positions off of that start. And my Spanish isn't good enough to read the live chat. But it's going crazy. Thank you all for your support here on Alpha Live, and I hope you're enjoying the coverage today as we head down the hill then. All the drivers keeping it on. The black stuff fantastically slow once again. This class, another class of very young drivers. These are very difficult conditions for them to get used to, but they're all still facing the right direction, and it's already proving to be a great race. But Austin Gibson is still leading us then as we head through compression down into Devil's Elbow. Look at the drivers, some of them learning from the seniors earlier on, getting all over that curve, and there's a bit of contact in the background.
And that was Mateo Garcia. Great kart control there from number 36, Mateo Garcia. He got a little bit there on the first lap. Gibson, Newstead, Carter, House, Williams, Brooks, Kobe, Patterson, and the rest. And for Mexico Cities, for Mexico fans, Vamos Mateo, P12, up 1 position, uno posicione for Garcia in the number 36 kart. There we go, there he is coming out of there. Please, ladies and gentlemen, don't think that we are not featuring other drivers. However, we have, this is an international broadcast, we have never had, we can see where the viewers are coming from here in Alpha Live HQ. We have never had more viewers from one single country outside of the UK as we have right now. But they're going to watch some of the best in Britain battle in atrocious conditions. There's number 33, the Fusion Motorsport kart of Ronnie Carter in 3rd place, holding off the Oliver Rowland Motorsport number 77 of George House. Side by side, Mason Brooks takes over P5.
Well, for our Mexican viewers, we're not doing a great job on the meme of British summertime weather, are we? This is quite British summertime. Absolutely pouring it down. Sergio
Perez is a master in the rain. And maybe this is how Mateo learns how to be like Checo.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully so. We'll keep an eye on him, but we look back to the leading battle, and it is still Austin Gibson who's leading this Water Swift Restricted final. Tough to get that one out in one sentence. He's followed by Austin Newstead and Ronnie Carter as well, and it is Ronnie Carter who has the fastest lap of the race, a 55.30. That's a good couple of tenths of a second faster than the drivers who are ahead of him. Just behind, George House right in there as well, so it could continue to kick off here as a couple of drivers diving down the inside there through the end of Devil's Elbow as they head round the final corner. Was that a flash of lightning that I saw on the camera? Quite possibly. We'll keep an eye out for that, but it's definitely raining here at GYG. I can certainly confirm that.
Mother Nature is throwing everything that she has, and the Water Swifts are taking it and saying, bring me more. The number 24 Toby George Motorsport kart of Colby Patterson side by side. There's the number 36 of Garcia. He's got his Oliver Rowland Motorsport teammate, Charlie Clough, right in front of him. This is the battle. Henry Clark in the number 82 has gone past them. And look at this, down the hill we go. We're on lap number 3. Austin Gibson and Austin Newstead and Ronnie Carter are 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Here are the remaining runners, and that Telmex sponsorship, well, it's going to be absolutely soaking at the time. But back with the race leaders, new race leader on his 9th birthday, Austin Newstead.
Austin Newsted takes the lead of the race. Who's gone wide there? 3 drivers get through and 1 driver gets blocked in the exit. I can't quite see the numbers of who's gone off there, but it's changed down near the back of the order. We'll see as they come over the top of the speed. 82 was certainly involved in that one. I'll just double check. That's Henry Clark who was involved. It was around Henry Clark, Charlie Clough, Matteo Garcia, that area of the field. So we'll keep an eye when they come across the line as to who's slightly dropped down the order from that one. But when they say that they're water-cooled engines, I didn't quite think they meant like this.
The water is normally inside the engines, cooling it from inside, but we've got outside water cooling it as well. Now, Austin Gibson back in the lead. Austin Gibson, he broke the Oliver Rowland Motorsport victory drought at PF International. Oliver Rowland is here. He's watching from Formula E to the British Kart Championship, the ex-Williams Formula 1 test driver, giving back a lot into the sport that got him onto the world stage. And his driver, Austin Gibson, is holding off Ronnie Carter, the birthday boy, the BMR restart driver, Austin Newsted, a former Bambino champion. Lead change, and it is Carter in front, and here comes George Howes in the P3.
Great little move through the section of that middle section of the circuit. Absolutely fantastic how close this racing is in such treacherous conditions. This is brilliant, but indeed, Ronnie Carter, a new leader of this race once more. We've still got 9.5 minutes on the clock, and it's Mason Brooks, currently 4th place in this train, who does have the fastest lap of the race. So any of these top 5 I could pick to take this win, to be honest. They all look like they're up for it, and to be fair, if they continue battling, it's not far back to Alfie Davidson and Harry Williams behind.
Exactly. Harry Williams having a great drive in 6th. Then it is Alfie Davidson, Colby Patterson, Oliver Warner, Charlie Clough, and then Ready Mexico, Matteo Garcia up into P11.
Yes, indeed, he's moving through the order nicely, isn't he? There's a good little battle in the middle of the order. And we're very much enjoying watching this race. Still 9 minutes left on the clock, and Mason Brooks has got up into 3rd, as we saw earlier, and now he's hounding the back of the 77 of George House, who's managed to make it up into 2nd place. So it's all flipped around. They're continuously changing lap on lap, corner on corner, it seems, in this leading battle, and it's fantastic to watch. I am thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah, when the race, when the weather takes a turn, this is the drivers. When the sun doesn't shine, the driving talent absolutely shines. Here is your lead battle through turn number 1. Thunder rolls around the Welsh mountainsides, but on track, it's thunder and lightning for number 52, Austin Gibson. Number 77, George House's teammate. It's an ORM 1-2. Fusion, 3rd and 4th. BMR restart in 5th. Then Davidson and Williams for Fusion, and Colby Patterson for Toby George Motorsport. Oliver Warner runs 9th for the Argenti Motorsport team, and Charlie Clough runs in 11th place. There's been action further back. Oh, and these 2 have gone. That's House, and that is number 30, Ronnie Carter. The battle for 2nd. And look at the rest of the field streaming through. And have to say, that is going to push Matteo Garcia a couple of places closer towards a top 10 finish.
Ronnie Carter can't get it back onto the black stuff. He's going to try and push it, but he's gutted and looks like he's walking away from the cart. That could be race over then for Ronnie Carter.
Yeah, I think it was. Daniel Ferguson runs in 15th position. Jonty Restrick is 16th. Christian Colby has fallen down the order. Now Henry Clark and Joshua Cook up into P10 and 11. So Garcia has fallen down the order a little bit. Again, family members of the drivers, please don't think that we're ignoring your driver's talent, because this is a superb race, but we do have half of Mexico watching. This is great stuff in the rain here at glan-y-gors.
And the Marshall's doing a fantastic job once again, just running over to help Ronnie Carter off to the side of the track and get his stricken cart also to the side, out of any driver's harm's way as they continue through the last 7 minutes of this one. But what was a massive battle over the lead? Was it 6 carts at one point? Now down to 2. We have got Austin Newsted just there in the background trying to get onto this top 2 battle now. But it is Austin Gibson versus Mason Brooks at the moment. Mason Brooks still with the fastest lap of the race.
These 2 drivers were separately, they had a great battle at PF International, and it was Gibson that came out on top. Newsted was, let's have a look at the qualifying. It was, yeah, a fantastic scrap, but they're 1 and 2 in the championship. They're 1 and 2 on the road here. Newsted, though, on the podium at PFI, I believe, and he's looking good once again as the minutes wind down. 6 minutes to go.
Yes, the top 4 currently in this race are the only 4 drivers to have been in the top 3 in both qualifying, Heat 1 and Heat 2 across yesterday.
Fantastic. I mean, I am astounded at your statistical analysis, John. Are you putting me to shame?
I'm trying to learn
here?
a bit from you, my friend.
You're putting me to shame. It's great, great stuff. And what you're trying to say is that the cream is rising to the top once again, regardless of the weather. Mason Brooks chasing race leader Austin Gibson. Oh, Mexico fans, Mateo Garcia drops to P12, but still time to go.
Garcia in a bit of no man's land, isn't he, now in 12th, about 5 seconds off of Henry Clark in 11th, and a good 3 seconds back to Jonty Restrick there in 13th. Not having a bad race is Jonty, up a few positions from his starting place, but look at this, the 84 of Mason Brooks, now hounding that rear end of the 52 of Austin Gibson. He's all over it through Devil's Elbow, but once again, an unlikely move. Not really a section of corners where we like to see moves, because once they go side by side there, we often see them off in the grass on the exit. There is the 36 of Mateo Garcia, as I said earlier, in a bit of no man's land. No one near him to sort of focus on, and that can be quite difficult, particularly in these conditions when you don't have someone to sort of compare your lines, your braking points against. You can often lose time, but here's the move for the lead then, already before they even get to the braking zone. Through goes Mason Brooks.
Mason Brooks scored his first British Championship podium at PFI last round, just after his 8th birthday. And he's now looking for his first win. Gibson, though, is not done yet. Gibson chased him up the hill through Compression Corner. Now they begin the descent through Devil's Elbow, through turns number 9 and 10. Down through the valley here in Snowdonia into Paddock Bend, and they complete lap number 12 with just under 4 minutes remaining. Now our attention turns further back. There is the Argentine number 23 of Oliver Warner in 6th position, holding off Colby Patterson, and the recovering George House in 8th. Joshua Cook is right behind them, and the number 82 of Henry Clark not far off in 10th position. Then it's Charlie Clough, and a gap back to Mateo Garcia, Jonty Restrick, Christian Colby, and Daniel Ferguson.
Yeah, Alfie Taylor's just managed to sneak past Austin Newsted there up at the top of the circuit. I think it was a move down the inside at Spoon after that long straight. Really nice move from the 46, and takes that final podium spot for now, and now he's going to be looking forward to Mason Brooks and Austin Gibson.
Oh, George House on his way back up the order.
Oh yes, he's batting very nicely.
Man on a mission.
He certainly is, and look at that, really using all of the circuit, as we said earlier, tipping that kart in, and look at the wheel control as well through those couple of corners. It gets super slidey, especially as you get the car onto that curbing. It really doesn't like that, starts to squirrel around, and as you try and get the power down, it doesn't like it either, but George dealing with that very nicely, and now at the front of that little train, as we look to the 44 of Harry Williams, leading Oliver Warner up and over the crest then, and Oliver Warner looks for it down the inside. Can he go for it? Just about a kart's width left on the inside, and he gets the move done. Really nice bit of racing that.
The Argentine number 23 past the Fusion number 44. Harry Williams, he's come on leaps and bounds. Had a tough day yesterday, did Harry. He's learning a lot. I said he's got Alex T mechanicking for him. Alex T is the man that guided Kit Belowski to more wins in the British Cadet Championship than any other driver in the last 2 years. So Williams has got a good package behind him. He's got a good team, he's got a good mechanic. He's just got to listen and learn, and he's doing it.
Indeed, he certainly is. What a brilliant battle this is. A good 6 karts involved in this one. Just thinking about the front once again. From this weekend, Austin Gibson has got 2 wins. Mason Brooks has got 1. So Mason is trying to balance it up once again and get a second win for himself. And he's already extended that gap now to 1.2 seconds out in the lead. He's clearly taking these conditions, like these conditions like a duck to water, literally.
Like a Welsh duck, some very Welsh water. Yeah, interesting you say that. Yesterday, Mason Brooks, he had a bit of a problem, I think, in qualifying. It didn't go very well. I saw his mum and his sister were saying, look, you've got to let it go. You've got to just refocus. It's done. It's past. You can't go back to it. You've got to not be upset and look forward to the next one. And obviously he's taken that on board. He's not dwelling on what happened yesterday and the things that went wrong. He's focused on, you can't do anything about that. What you can do something about, and this is for any young driver, you can do something about what is in front of you. The next race, that's what you could do something about. And Mason Brooks has obviously taken that to heart. For an 8-year-old driver, and these are some of the youngest drivers we've got here, apart from the Bambinos, that is a very, very valuable lesson. He's extending his lead. Right, 43 seconds to go. Here is the battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. Behind this battle, Charlie Clough runs 11th and Mateo Garcia runs 12th. Jonty Restrick is 13th, Daniel Ferguson 14th and Christian Kobe 15th. But 30 seconds to go, John. Let's focus on the battle for the top positions.
Yeah, George House was right on the edge of grip there, heading through the carousel, nearly touched the grass on the outside, just managed to hold it. Clearly is feeling the pressure from Joshua Cook behind. Joshua Cook's been looking, trying to fake him out at a few different corners, but George House is managing to hold on to that 7th position for now anyway. But we do look back to the front, still Mason Brooks with the lead of the race as the timer does tick down to 0. So this is going to be the penultimate lap of our Water Swift restricted final here for event number 3 of the British Kart Championships, and it should be a fantastic end to the race. He's just pulled out that gap, 1.35 seconds now, the gap over Austin Gibson, and Austin Gibson actually now might start to feel the pressure from Alfie Davidson, whether Alfie Davidson can close that 3, 4, 5 tenths of a second gap over this last sort of lap and a half.
Well, it's down to Austin Gibson's mental strength. I'm sure we'll see Austin look over his shoulder. His team will have signalled saying there's someone behind you, but Austin, now you've got to drive. Don't beat yourself, Austin. You're on for P2 here. Mason Brooks is up the road through the Dragon Straight for the final time. Number 84, Mason Brooks leads the 52 of Gibson and the 46 of Davison through Spoon for the final time. It's ORM versus Fusion for P2 in Water Swift Restricted. Who is going to come out on top? It's been a fantastic race, John Ratcliffe. Bring them home.
It's been a fantastic race, hasn't it? I've been super impressed with, well, everyone in this race. Not only Mason Brooks, Austin Gibson, Alfie Davidson, Austin Newstead at the front. As we said, the cream rising to the top. They've been super quick all weekend. And even in these horrific wet conditions, they continue to be at the top. But Mason Brooks, what a fantastic job through this race. It looks like Austin Gibson should fend off from Alfie Davidson, but it's going to be Mason Brooks who takes the win, and he's happy about that, as he should be. Really challenging conditions, and Mason Brooks on the top step of the podium after that one. It's Austin Gibson and Alfie Davidson who follow him home there in 2nd and 3rd. It looked to be a run to the line there in the middle of the pack. That would have been between Harry Williams and Joshua Cook for 6th place. 300ths of a second between the two of them as they cross the line.
And here comes Mateo Garcia across the line. 12th position for the Mexican driver. He'll be disappointed, but I'll tell you this, he will not have driven in conditions like that. Oh, on a circuit this challenging, and that is Ronnie Carter trudging back to the pit lane, and we'll take you a full rundown through the order. So sadly, Ronnie Carter, the only driver failing to finish. Jonty Restrick comes home in 13th position, Daniel Ferguson 14th, Christian Kobe in 15th, and in the midst of all that excitement, John, the rain has stopped. There is the smiling face of your newest British Championship Water Swift race winner, Mason Brooks. Austin Gibson in 2nd, Alfie Davidson in 3rd. The birthday boy, Austin Newstead, just misses out on a podium. Oliver Warner finishing in 5th. Harry Williams, a career best for Harry in P6. Joshua Cook 7th, Colby Patterson in 8th, 9th for Henry Clark, Charlie Clough in 10th, George House, Mateo Garcia, Jonty Restrick and Daniel Ferguson round out the top 14. Christian Kobe in 15th position, and sadly Ronnie Carter, after battling for a podium position, finishes in 16th position.
Now, it's not a spoiler anymore because the people have seen the paddock show of the lunch break.
Yes.
But do you think Mason Brooks is going to be more excited with winning the Water Swift Restricted Final or winning the Sunglasses competition?
Sunglasses competition.
Oh, easy.
All day long.
That probably means we need to get him a trophy for that now, though, to really compete.
Well, or we can't get him a better pair of sunglasses because
No,
it's already. Although
the best.
I've got to say, I spoke Oliver Warner's dad. They're not. I mistakenly called them skiing sunglasses. They're not. They're triathlon sunglasses.
Okay.
Special triathlon sunglasses. So I think that maybe Oliver Warner maybe could get one back later on. But Anthony Jordan will be down in the pit lane with our newest winner, Mason Brooks.
Oh, thank you, Henry. What a race that was as the rain now suddenly starts to fall once again. Mason Brooks, your first win, mate. Congratulations.
I got to thank my family for supporting me and my mechanic for making my car super.
And what a great job he did, because, wait, what a race that was. You were flying out there. What can you say about it?
I don't know.
Yeah, you've lost for words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mate, what a drive. Congratulations. Is there anyone you want to thank?
My family for supporting me and my mechanic and my mum and sister for coming and helping me do stuff.
Well, congratulations, Mason. Well done. Celebrate your victory on the podium later on. You might need to get your helmet out the rain. Yeah. Go get your helmet, mate. Go get your helmet. Let's chat to second place, Austin Gibson. Austin, come on over, mate. That was a tough race, but what can you say about it? You had a tough battle all the way to the end there, didn't you?
Yeah. It was hard to get round first. We had a strong start. It was hard to keep the lead, but yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, you were very lucky with the rain there. Now it's starting to come down, but how challenging was it out there in the wet?
Very challenging. It was really hard to see out there, and yeah, in the end, Alfie almost got me. Yeah.
Very, very close. Anyone you'd like to thank?
My team, ORM, Jack for drive coaching me, my mum and dad. Yeah, and Bryce.
Well done, mate. Congratulations, P2. Enjoy the podium later on.
Thank you.
Excellent. Let's chat to third place, Alfie Davidson. Alfie, you seemed very happy when you came into the pit lane, P3. What a result, mate. Well done.
Yeah, I started 15th. Jordan Folden just said, keep calm and see what you can do from the back. And I did it, so I'm very happy with the team.
Yeah. What a result, and like you say, they're very, very lucky we are not in that rain at the moment. Stay dry, I think. But, mate, anyone you'd like to thank?
My mum, my dad, my mechanic for the waft, and all my family who just came to watch.
Well, congratulations, P3. We'll see you on the podium later on.
Thank you.
Excellent. Alfie Davidson there. Now, I would be contractually obliged to speak to Matteo Garcia, who unfortunately has already left Parc Ferme. There are no drivers left out there, and if you can see out there, ladies and gentlemen, I, for one, am not going to step out in that. I've got my brain switched on. The next group is ready to get going, but it's going to be an interesting one. The next final is coming up in just a moment's time. Stay with us.
Now we'll get things underway with the podium presentation for event 3 of the 2023 season for Water Swift Restricted. And I have to say that this race, of all the races we covered today, was the most watched race of the entire event, courtesy of our driver from Mexico. Literally thousands of people watching some of our youngest drivers in action, and what a race it was in dreadful weather conditions. Finishing in third position, this is podium number 110 for the Fusion Motorsport team. It's Alfie Davidson. So Alfie gets his official photographs, finishing in second position, just 1.6 seconds behind the eventual winner. He won the opening round, second on this occasion. For Oliver Rowland Motorsport, it's Austin Gibson. So Austin gets his official photographs taken from Chris Walker of kartpics.net. But your winner. Time for another new name and a new face to step on top of the British Championship podium for the first time, taking win number 44 for Fusion Motorsport, along with his winning mechanic and his dad, Gary Brooks. Please put your hands together for Mason Brooks. And Gary. So just 8 years old, 44 wins in the modern era of the British Championship for Fusion Motorsport. But win number 1 for Mason Brooks. And the first medal for Gary, who doesn't look at all awkward standing on the sidestep of the podium. Congratulations. Your Water Swift restricted podium, ladies and gentlemen. No, don't.